This may be the most terrifying story I will ever tell and have told thus far.
I once attended a church where the first lady was really an energy siphoning demon, and in the
I'm recording this just in the off chance that no one believes me. Maybe I can catch.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
look at you.
Do something with it.
It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and all day. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just.
Hey y'all, welcome back to All Things Jenny. I'm Jenny and welcome back to another episode of me reacting to spooky stories that we find on the internet or you guys tag me on TikTok. I hope you enjoy these videos. Let me know what you think in the comment section.
I once attended a church where the first lady was really an energy siphoning demon, and in the underworld, her true form was a giant spider. My fiance and the father of my children, who was my boyfriend at the time of this story, attended church with me one Sunday. And at the time, we were going through a breakup and having our young relationship issues. He wanted to stay close to me and work on our relationship and decided to attend church with me and my mom at the blank blank ministries. I no longer attend this church, but I will never forget this day. This Sunday, it was warm. The pastor's wife led prayer. During the prayer session, she suddenly stopped the prayer circle and started saying someone in the church was doubting God and questioning him. But she was angry and very irritated in her voice as she spoke. At the time, everybody was confused, not sure who in the church she was referring to at the time. We get back to my fiance's apartment after church, and he tells me what actually happened in that moment that no one else in the church was aware of. While we were all the church praying, he said that there was a moment where he was questioning God because of the things he was going through and his circumstances at the time. Somehow the pastor's wife had tapped into his thoughts and energy. He said he was suddenly pulled into a place. The place was some sort of basement, but he saw the pastor's wife as a green and black demonic spider witch that was feeding off of everyone's pain during prayer. He also said her husband, the pastor, was in this place or realm with him and kept saying to my fiance that he couldn't be there. She then kept asking him how was he so strong as she was reaching out for him. Before he can ever even answer them or before she could touch him in her spider form, he was pulled out of that place spiritually. He came back to his consciousness and was back in the church. He's still not sure exactly what pulled him out of that place that they were at. I've always been curious about how this happened to the pastor's wife. I wondered if she was the spider witch before she got cancer or after. I've always wondered if she wanted to feed off of people's pain because she was in pain herself. I guess we'll never know, but I'll never forget the time that.
So in this next bizarre video, this creator is recording because she don't want anyone to not believe her. So her dog is inside the house barking crazy, just doing the most. But she's outside and she's about to walk inside to show us that her dog is basically barking at nothing. She's like staring into nothing, into midair and just barking. But what's more weird is what's happening outside. It looks like she lived on a plantation, but there's some sort of cemetery there. But what her cows are doing is what the problem, where there's a problem, because what they're doing is basically just standing by the cemetery spots where the graveyard is, and they just freeze there. They're just froze there and they're not doing anything. And even at nighttime when she ordered some food from DoorDash, something weird was happening. Let's take a look and you'll let me know what you see or hear, because I'm
recording this just in the off chance that no one believes me. Maybe I can catch it and wiggle it a freaking cemetery in my front yard, which probably doesn't help my cause. But I was just inside. I'm by myself with my dog. She's in that room upstairs. Josie? Josie? And she's just been staring at that, and then she started barking, and she growled, and when she growled, I kind of like booked it. Staring at that, and then she started barking, and she growled, and when she growled, I kind of like booked it. I just don't really know what she's staring at. Because again, like, this is usually how she looks. And she's waiting for me to come in, and I'm just like, what? What is it? So a lot of you guys have also been asking questions about the graveyard. Yes, we do indeed have a graveyard on this property. So this was my grandparents' ranch, and it was their wish to be buried right here, just where they were. And before they passed away, they buried all of their cats right here where you see the little crosses. And so that's really all that there's to it, but things have been quite strange lately. Like, for some reason, cows just like come to this area sometimes and like surround it, because we during the day we leave that gate. See, this is what I'm talking about. They literally just come and hang out here all the time now. It's a newer development. Like, why? They just kind of come and really breathe around this area, and they just kind of will freeze and move. So, yeah. Hi. Thank you. See, this is what I'm talking about. Every freaking night, like even at night, they even come and hang out here, and they just like stand and like. Are you for real right now?
I'm gonna leave this door open for this video and see if the ghost will shut it again like they just did in the video before this. We shall see. But anyways, people on this app keep asking me to tell stories about like stuff that we've seen, ghost stories. So here is the story about when we lived in the most haunted house that I've ever experienced in my life, other than when I got the dolls. This was before I got the dolls. When me and my brother were teenagers, my mom and dad moved us into this huge house. It was like 8 bedrooms. There's only 4 of us. And it was huge. So we had a lot of extra space. And the only reason why we could afford it at the time is because my dad is a painter, and he was going to paint and clean the whole house out because it had been vacant for a really long time. And so we were getting it for really cheap. So when we were cleaning it out, me and my brother found a wheelchair that we were playing in. It was like old and squeaky. It made a very distinct sound, and it was like super rusted, but it was the one that had like the headrest and like the big armrest and the whole leg part. Like it was a full like bondage type wheelchair, and I just assumed that it was weird that there was Velcro on it. There's a bug. I thought it was weird that there was Velcro on it, but then I was like, well, if they have like some type of muscle problems, they'll draw up if they're not like attached to it or something. So I was like, I chalked it up to that. It wasn't that. But anyways, so while me and my brother were playing in that wheelchair, which we should never have done, while we were playing in that wheelchair, the old lady from next door, she was like 80, she come over to tell us about who lived in the house before us, pretty much just creep us out, because she had some terrible stories about who lived in the house. Like, everyone that lived in that house died. I mean, not everyone, I'm saying somebody died from each family while they occupied the house. Like, the first people she told us about was an old man who was lonely and killed himself inside the house. And the second couple that lived there died in a plane crash while they lived in the house. The third person, it was an old man, he had a heart attack at the mailbox. And then the last people that occupied the house before we moved in was the girl that owned the wheelchair. And she was like young. I think she was like 12 or 13. She was super young. But her mom and dad abused her, and she ended up dying in the house. But the old lady was saying that her mom and dad hid her. Like, not hid her, but hid her. Like, they didn't let her go out anywhere. They didn't even know. The old lady said she only knew that there was a, god dang bugs, that there was a little girl that used a wheelchair because she had came out one day using her feet. I'm gonna have to, hold on. Okay, the wheelchair, okay, wait a minute, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, you know how I told you the wheelchair was like the whole bondage type wheelchair? Okay, and it had Velcro on the arms, on the forearm part, and on like the feet part. And the parents, they ended up neglecting her, and she died in the wheelchair. And they kept her strapped in it, the old lady said. But one day, the little girl made it outside by using her feet to just like, hold on. She would like, the only thing you can move if your legs was strapped in the wheelchair was like this. You'd have to, and like scoot yourself. Well, that's what she was doing. When the old lady, she went into graphic detail, like trying to scare us, I think. But everything was true, what she said, because we knew the owner and he verified everything she said. But the little girl was scooting her feet and made it outside one day. And she said the mom came out hysterical, like embarrassed, apologizing to the old lady that seen her, and like rushed her back in, like they were embarrassed of her. So the little girl died in the house. I don't know how. I just know the old lady said she was neglected, so maybe she starved to death. I don't know. Bless her heart. But anyways, that wheelchair made a very distinct sound. And me and my brother were hanging out in my room one night, and we heard that wheelchair coming down the hallway. Now, my dad already threw the wheelchair away. Like, I know y'all just heard that. I know y'all did. You didn't. Because I had to re-watch the entire fucking video to see if you could hear it. It was banging on the walls. It sounded like right here. I had to run in and make sure my husband wasn't beating on the wall to make sure my baby's good. Everything's fine. Nope, that beating come from somewhere around here. I hope to God that it picks it up next time. Could you do it a little louder? Maybe on this door. Anyways, so I've got to re-watch this whole freaking video again to see where I was at in the story. Damn it. Okay, so me and my brother are sitting in my room, and we hear this squeaking, and we both freeze. We're like, what the fuck is that? Like, my parents are in bed, and we're sitting there, and you hear that wheelchair squeak, like, and then you hear bare feet hit the floor, scoot, and you hear the feet slap the floor, and then we're both freaking out. This, hand to God, my brother's on this app, you ask him. It both freaked us both out. We looked in the hallway, there's nothing. But you could hear that little girl coming down the damn hallway in that wheelchair, and we only know what that wheelchair sounds like because we freaking played in it. So, anyways, that's not even the only thing that happened there. Another thing that happened there is we were in my room, because we always hung out in my room, it was just me and my brother, and we heard a pencil, or we didn't know it was a pencil at the time. We just heard something throw down the hallway, and we looked out, and there was a pencil. It rolled down the hallway. Somebody threw it down the hallway, and it rolled and pointed right at our door, the room we were in, my room. I swear to you. And then the whole family is sitting in the kitchen one night, and my dad found a little glass jewelry box somewhere that had a little silver cross in it. and he hands it to my brother and told him to take it to the bedroom, take it to his room, and put it on his dresser. Now my dad had one of these huge, like, oak dressers. They're like super heavy. You have to like 3 people to help tote. Like, it's solid oak. It's really heavy. One with the big mirrors, like it's an old dresser that has like the shelves on the side of the mirrors. Well, my brother takes it back there, comes back, like 3 minutes later we had this huge crash. Like, I mean, it was so big that it shook the house, and the house was huge. Like, you could feel the vibration on your feet. It was huge. Like, we thought somebody had hit the side of the house with a car or something. Like, we all run back there, like, see what happened. And all the dresser drawers were pulled out. All the clothes were ransacked. They were all just through everywhere, and the dresser was upside down across the room. Something like, no, all of us together on our best day could not pick up that dresser and throw it across the room the way it was, upside down. But the weirdest thing about that was the little jewelry box was still sitting, or it was now sitting in the floor, not broken, anything crossed, still inside. Everything was fine. But like, it threw that dresser and threw all the clothes everywhere. Now my dad hates talking about stuff like this. He hates death, he hates ghosts, he hates all this. And that freaked him out. And he started believing everything me and my brother were telling him that was going on in the house. Like, anytime me and my brother, like, when you told him anything like that, he would get upset. He would assume we were doing it just to like irritate him. But he's on this app too. You ask him. Everything I'm saying, I'm pregnant. Okay, I'm not about to lie on anything, especially spirit. Like, I don't need any kind of bad luck, anything. Hand to God. Everything I'm saying right now is the God's honest truth. My brother and my dad, my mom, everybody's on this app. They'll be on here. Ask them. Everything I'm saying is the hand to God on my unborn son. True. Everything I'm telling you. Everything that's come on my page is true. Everything I'm showing you, all the videos, everything. Everything's true. Nothing is made up. Okay? And then, I'm trying to think of another time. Okay, there was another time in the same house. One of the bedrooms my dad had set up, like, I had just graduated GCI, Georgia Career Institute, for nails. And so he set me up. It was almost like a salon in one of the other bedrooms. And it had like this sliding glass door that led outside. And that's where I was doing nails one day, and I like heard a crackling, like a static noise. Something just scared me. I'm on edge telling these stories, I'm telling you, because I know the activity's gonna be bad tonight. But I'm jumpy. But I was in there and I kept hearing like this static, and then I was like, oh, it's whispering. So I'm freaking out, calling mom and dad to come home. Oh my god, that bug scared the shit out of me. Just, they couldn't come home. So I was like, okay, I called my best friend, and she's on this app too. And I was like, hey, can you come over to the house, because her granny just lived right a couple streets over. I was like, hey, can you come over here? I'm freaking out. I'm hearing somebody whispering something. And then while I'm on the phone with her, I hear people having a conversation on the phone that I'm talking to with her. Like, it's freaking me out. And I'm like, I hear people talking right now. Like, they're talking right now. Well, it keeps on. I'm trying to keep my calm. I'm like, just come over here. So she agrees. She's coming over. But before she could get there, I hear the crackling, and I made out what it said. It said something like, come here, I want to tell you something. I try and run for the screen door to get out real fast, and I could see the apparition of somebody in the glass. Like, I know that sounds weird, but they weren't like on this side. They weren't in the room with me, and they weren't on the other side of the room, or on the other side of the door outside. They were like in the glass. It was like the shadow of somebody. It was the weirdest thing ever. I've never seen anything like that ever before in my life. Like, an apparition that's like inside the house. It's inside the glass. Like, it scared. I was trapped. I couldn't leave. And the house is huge. I had to run from that end of the house all the way to the other. Shit, I'm about to run out of time. Okay, part 2.
My daughter is sleeping with me in my bed tonight. She kept saying that she was really scared of something in her room. I'm a little bit shaky. I don't know if you guys can tell, but So this is the same toy that used to go off in the past. And it's always terrified me since. So I would ask it questions and it would answer with noises.
In 2019, body cam footage surfaced of police responding to a call to a vacant house after the neighbors claimed a dark-haired figure entered the home. Now the neighbors knew that no one lived there, so they called the police. This is because a murder had happened there just weeks prior when Chris Watts took the lives of his pregnant wife and 2 daughters, and ever since his arrest, the house sat vacant. Now the deputies knew the history of this home and assumed someone broke in for an easy robbery. And as they began to approach the home, they notice that the garage lights are already on. So they decide to start their search there, and you can tell by their demeanor that they're uneasy.
Come see where we're at, we'll come out to the garage. Frederick Police Department, anybody in the garage? Frederick Police Department, make yourself known!
There's no way to get in, like, on the top or anything?
I don't see any access. Just no access points.
Is it sealed off from the top on that side? Yeah, never mind.
By the time they reach the garage, it appears the lights are off, so they look for any entry points the intruder may have used. So while this deputy checks the kitchen, the others investigate upstairs.
Right there. Shut up. Blue coming out.
You can see the officer almost seems nervous as he keeps guard in front of the kitchen. But more importantly, I want you to take note that the officer opens the closet to check for intruders, but then closes it right after. Because this will be an important detail in the next clip as the officers are getting ready to leave after clearing the entire home.
Like vents like those that are big enough that maybe they open and like that.
Let's go clear upstairs.
Oh,
Frederick Police Department, anybody upstairs? Frederick Police Department, anybody upstairs? Make yourself known! You guys want to come to me? I'll grab the gate. Okay. Yep.
I'll hold down here.
Did you see it? Because as the officer pans the body cam, it looks like the closet is opening entirely on its own. Now whether this is paranormal or not, this has led many people to believe that this house is haunted. And it should be noted that Chris Watts was given 5 life sentences and has gone on record saying that every night in his jail cell that he's haunted by the spirits of his family. But as always, let me know what you think.
This may be the most terrifying story I will ever tell and have told thus far. So you're going to want to hear this. This took place in the 70s in Germany. It is the possession of Anneliese, but it looks like Michael when I look at it. But it's German, so bear with me. Anneliese went through pure hell, and I'm not exaggerating. This may be several parts, so bear with me, stay with me, because I want to tell this story as detailed as I possibly can. So Anneliese, who I'm just going to call Anna from here on out, she was extremely religious. She lived in Germany. I'll put the name of the town on screen. And she started having seizures at the age of 16, and doctors diagnosed her with frontal lobe epilepsy. She told the doctors that she believed something more sinister was happening to her because she was seeing demonic faces when she prayed, and she felt a burning in her soul. Despite medication, Anna's condition got worse. And then she began to hear voices that were telling her that she was damned and she was going to rot in hell. Anna's behavior became very erratic. She started to rip off all her clothes. She would drink her own urine, scream for hours. Her family, they were devout Catholics, and they were really starting to believe this is not medical. After years of failed psychiatric treatment and her behavior increasing and becoming even more disturbing, the family begged the Catholic Church to please do an exorcism and help her. In 1975, 2 priests were finally given permission to perform the rite of exorcism. This is an ancient ritual that wasn't used often, but that led to 67 exorcisms over the next 10 months. And they recorded audio from those sessions, and it was absolutely terrifying. Stick around for part 2 and we'll discuss what was in those audio recordings. It is absolutely shocking and terrifying. Part 2 of Anna's nightmare. The recordings. Anna would growl in a deep guttural tone. Nobody could even imagine that these voices and this sound could even come out of Anna. Anna expressed that she was possessed by not just 1, but 6 demons. Yes, 6 demons. Lucifer, Judas, Cain, Nero, Hitler, and a disgraced priest. Anna was speaking in voices that she had never learned, in languages. Like, she was speaking Latin in these deep, aggressive voices, and nobody knew how this was even possible coming out of her. Anna would start manically laughing at the priest and just completely acting different than her physical state was showing at the time. She's manically laughing, but she's wasting away and in misery. Poor Anna, she stopped eating. She bit the head off of a dead bird. Her parents said that Anna started seeing tons and tons of demons in her room, just crowding her. Anna was suffering. She was constantly injuring herself. It is truly unimaginable, the suffering and hell that Anna went through during this time. Trigger warning. So we are going to end part 2 here, and I'm going to go on to part 3. Part 3 is going to have me quoting some of the stuff from the actual audio recordings and going into even more disturbing detail. People have reported that listening to this stuff has made them feel nauseous and sick and given them nightmares. So if you do not want those specific details, skip part 3 completely. If you've made it this far with this incredible story about Anna, thank you so much. I know it's a very emotional story even for me to tell, because it breaks my heart for Anna. So I'm sorry if my emotions are up and down throughout this story. Part 3 of Anneliese's exorcism tapes. It is a trigger warning. If you don't want to hear specific quotes from the audio, it is disturbing, it is triggering. Don't continue to watch this part 3. Despite Anna being in horrible condition at this time, very frail, very weak, the audio recordings are of like these deep, evil, manly voices coming out of this tiny body, and they are vile, and the growls and the spitting. You can hear multiple tones of voices arguing with each other. It was complete insanity, and spitting at the priest, throwing insults at the priests, calling them swine and pigs. There was screams layered in whispers. It was like something you would see or hear in a movie. One of the voices, claiming to be Hitler, was saying that he was going to take dominion over the world, and the other demon, who claimed he was Judas, was saying that he was damned for betrayal. During the time that the priest would say, "Our Father," or "Deliver us from evil," she would start screaming uncontrollably, this god-awful scream. Anna spits on the cross and she growls. It is just pure animalistic chaos in these audio recordings. This is truly heartbreaking. The moments in the recording where you can hear sweet Anna's sweet voice come through, and she's weak and she's broken and she's begging for it to please stop. It almost tears me up because it is so emotional, like what Anna was dealing with. And it was like this beast was just taking her over repeatedly. Every time a little glimpse of Anna would come out, and her parents, you could hear them restraining her, and other people in the room and just praying for her. Like, oh, truly heartbreaking. You could hear in those recordings her body just being thrashed and thrown around, and her gnawing and growling at herself. It's so animalistic, just the abuse and the pain and the suffering that Anna went through. These audio recordings are so intense and heartbreaking. You can find those recordings online if you want to listen to them, but they are very, very disturbing. You know, whether she was possessed or mentally ill, I believe 100% she was possessed. What was captured on those tapes was truly disturbing, terrifying. On to part 4 of this story. It's not over yet. Part 4 of Anneliese's exorcism story. This is the last and final part of this story. On July 1st, 1976, Anna passed away in her home. Anna's cause of death was malnutrition and dehydration. She was 68 pounds when she passed away. Her knees and caps were shattered from forcing herself to kneel and pray over 600 times a day. Was shocked by Anna's death and case. This went to court, and the 2 priests and the parents were charged with negligent homicide. The trial became a trial against science and faith. The defense was arguing that Anna was possessed and that she chose to suffer for the sins of others. The prosecution claimed that she was mentally ill and needed psychiatric treatment, not rituals. In the end, the 2 priests and parents were found guilty, but were given suspended sentences. Anna's grave became a pilgrimage site, and as you know from my other video, the audio recordings are still available online today, as chilling and controversial and disturbing as they are. And some say that Anna was failed by the medical world and the mental health world, but in the 70s, not much was done about mental health anyway, let's be honest. But others say that she was a saint who fought evil. Either way you look at this, Anna was put through pure hell. This is one of the most insane stories I have ever researched and learned about. I hope that you at least enjoyed it and learned something new. Poor Anna. She was such a beautiful soul, and I hope that she is an angel on the other side. Still to this day, the Vatican has not recognized Anna's case as a possession case. What do you guys think? This is one of the most tragic cases that we have went over so far yet on my page. Leave me a comment on your reaction, what you think.
A family that was forced to leave their house in the middle of the night captured this creepy video. Watch this.
It's inside now. Check on the window. Top window. Bottom window. Bottom window. How does the fence look like? Oh, you man, it disappeared. Top window. Right. How does it zoom in on this? coming, guys. What the hell is going on?
Stepping through the forest.
Woman got possessed and her pupils turned all black. That looks like from the movie Talk to Me. Is it just me that thinks that? What's going on here? She looks like she's OD. She's like she's on drugs. Is she possessed by Elmo or something?
You're not stronger than Christ.
Women
not
church
stronger than
possessed.
Christ.
Catholic Church looks like.
Get over here, man. Brother. You are not stronger. No, you are not stronger than Christ.
Hold on, where'd she
You're
go
not
at?
stronger. You are not stronger than Christ. That is sword of the You are not stronger than Christ.
Okay, I should look like when my boyfriend couldn't get what he wanted. You know how the kids just like to play dress up with the emo stuff? I've seen a kid like this before. Like I said, we're going to touch up some stuff on this book. So in this book is called Spell of Abundance, Love, Wealth, and Protection. So in this book, on the first page, actually, I have a glamour affirmation that you will basically say, you stand in front of the mirror and you stare at yourself and you admire yourself and you will say to yourself how beautiful you are. You'll basically seal this your beauty, like your glam, after you've done your makeup, or even stand in front of the mirror naked with nothing on, so you can really reaffirm yourself of your beauty, of your confidence and all that. This book is mainly for like self-confidence and self-elevation, you know, calling the goddess in you, calling the divinity in you, you know, calling the beauty in you, and also work with the moon, because the moon represents the woman, the mother, womb, water, all of this. So yeah, I have all the steps in here of all the spells that you need to do. It even has one to get rid of unwanted guests. It's pretty funny. To get rid of unwanted guests. And this book right here, right? So I'm gonna run down real quick of all the materials that you're going to need. You will need a brand new broom. It has to be brand new. And you'll need a piece of parchment paper, a black pen, a black trash bag, because we're going to get rid of this sucker, right? And of course your intentions. And also I have spells on here that you can say. I have daily affirmations. And also I have spells on here that you can do every single day to work with the energy of the planets of the day, and also the archangels that work with the day. So anyways, there's so many spells. There's a 7-day manifestation spell with archangels. And let's see. A 30-day money spell with bay leaves and the Fihu sign, which is a money sign. It's like an F with the extra part. Anyways, the symbol is there, and I even show you like what you need to do, what the sigil look like, all that. And the keys to enhance your spell. So there are different things on here on how to enhance your spell and basically grow your finance, grow your love, self-love, self-admiration, chance to say to yourself to give you that extra energy to go about your day. And also it's tips to enhance your spell. Oh, I already said this. And morning coffee abundance prosperity spell. You guys remember I just shared a video about morning coffee and how important it is when it comes to hoodoo, and how you can basically use your first cup of coffee in the morning to manifest a better life or a better day, or to bring forth money to you. So don't let, you know, you're already doing these things anyway, so you might as well just incorporate something a little bit extra to basically boost your thing. And here's to influence your boss spell. So this one, I'm sure people who are actually working are going to love this. It's to influence your boss and attract favors towards you at work. Because look, in this economy, we're all working and we need some boost at work, and we also sometimes need to be tied to our job, so therefore you don't get fired. You know what I mean? So there's some stuff that you could do to basically tie yourself to your job, and or tie the job to you. And once you're done and you're all tired of that job, you can get rid of it. It's not something that's completely permanent, but use magic, guys. It's here for you to use. You have the herbs in your closet, you have the herbs in your pantry, you have the candles that you could just simply buy some candles super cheap. Use magic to elevate your life. Use magic to make yourself better. Let me tell you, Jesus was out here using magic, okay? Walking on water and stuff and turning water into wine. Sounds like magic to me. But anyways, guys, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.